What's going on YouTube? Today I found some scrap wood that I want to use. So let's turn it into nothing else but Christmas trees. My name's Andy, this is Cedar River Woodworking, and welcome to the shop. And here is that Christmas tree that we are going to make. So this is a rustic Christmas tree, and it is made completely out of scraps. The scrap wood that I'm using is some old barn wood that I picked up and some fence pickets. Now, these are a little bit different thicknesses, but that's completely okay. This is a rustic build, so imperfections are what makes these things perfect. Let's jump in and I'll show you exactly how we build this tree.
Hello and welcome. If you're new here, this is Cedar River Woodworking, where we do builds just like this one to help take your hobbyist trade to the next level. We're going to go ahead and start off by setting our fence to 1.5 inches and ripping strips on our scrap wood. I'm using a couple different types of scrap wood here. One is some barn wood that I picked up a while ago and some fence pickets. Now I'm going to make sure that I have a mixture of both of them, because then you can get different colors and patternization on your build. So once we have cut our strips, we are going to go ahead and go over to our miter saw, and we're going to set the miter gauge to 50 degrees. At the 50 degrees, we're going to go ahead and make some trapezoid shapes.
So this is what I mean when I say a trapezoid shape. We want the points on the same side of the shape, and this is going to be what our starting measurement is, and we're going to increase by 1 inch on every single leaf after that. Now, if you see some measurements over here, this is for an upcoming build. Be sure that you're subscribed so that you can see that one as well.
Now, as we're cutting these, you're going to want to see that the point of the previous cut is against the miter saw fence so that you have your trapezoid shape. We're going to start at 7 inches and we're going to go all the way up to 17 inches, making 10 different pairs. These pairs are going to be 1 inch longer each step up.
So now that we have things cut out, I'm going to go ahead and find center on this 2x4. 2x4 is actually 3.5 inches, so it's going to be 1.75 inches for your center measurement. Make a mark at the top and a little far down lower. And we're going to take a straight edge and connect the two lines. This is so that we make sure that we're putting the leaves center every single time. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the top set of leaves and I'm going to put them on that center line mark. And I'm going to trace where they land. Then we're going to go back to the miter saw station and we're going to cut these two corners off so that they don't protrude outside of where the top leaves are at and just make this tree look kind of funny. Well, now with those corners cut off, we're going to go ahead and start assembling this tree. Starting with your 2 7-inch pieces. Now, my barn wood has 2 different colors. One was probably inside and the other one's outside and painted. So I can line these up however I want on one side or the other, depending on what colors I would like. This is an 18 gauge brad nailer, and I'm using 1 1/4 inch brad nails. And I can just go ahead and line up with my mark and my edge. Start nailing her down.
Now, as you can see, I'm putting a healthy amount of glue on each one, and the brad nails are helping to hold everything down so that the glue will set up, and the glue is what's going to ultimately hold this piece together. If you're new here, please consider subscribing and hitting the like button to let us know that you have enjoyed the video so far.
So now that we have our 7 through 17 inch leaves on, we need to finish off the bottom here. You know, we could do some type of triangle like this or whatever else. I want to have a straight edge all the way across here. So what I'm gonna do, you could measure this out from these 2 points here. What I'm gonna do is just use some relative measurements, and I'm just gonna mark exactly where I need to cut for both sides. And I'm just gonna work my way in through the entire process. Now see, if your leaves don't quite match up, it'll be okay. This is a rustic tree. Some imperfections will be perfectly acceptable for this. However, if you did want a completely straight line, you can take a track saw or a circular saw, and you can just run right along the edge there and cut everything smooth and straight. We're gonna leave this bottom section here for some trunk area.
If you've gotten to this point, please let us know in the comments below. Do you like rustic better, or do you like a more modern style?
All right, now that we have our tree assembled, we need to make this thing stand up. What I have here is 4 1x4s that I've cut to about 24 inches. All I'm gonna do is just stagger them around the base here, and now you can see what I meant by we have a trunk. All right, thanks for sticking around to this point. This tree was a very, very fun build to do. I did end up cutting down those legs just a little bit more, so they are 16 inches long instead of 24 inches long. Just something to keep in mind if that's something that is concerning you with the legs sticking out so far. This is gonna sit outside for me, so it's not gonna be any issues or in anybody's way throughout any point in time. If you have any other suggestions of maybe what we should do for builds like this, please let us know in the comments section. And like I said earlier in the video, we have some really big projects coming up, so make sure that you are subscribed and you have the bell notification turned on so you know when that upload comes up. For now, my name is Andy. This has been Cedar River Woodworking, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. All right.